Knife dope. More dope. Come and get your fix. What's up, fuckers? Your boy is back with a fresh batch of dope. Knife dope. That's right, people. The hits don't stop. See that word right there? Front and center on your screen? Taiwan is up in this hoe. And for good reason. I think currently the best production knives in the game are being brought to us by Taiwan. Don't believe me? Let me learn you. Now, of course, I know you gotta be familiar with the Taichung, Taiwan facilities of Spyderco, giving us such classics as this Spyderco Paisan. Then we've also got the Demco factories that are bringing us that wonderful 20.5. And to a lesser degree, we've got Cold Steel, also bringing us wonderful production knives. Now, all those factories are great in their own right, but there's one that stands above the rest. Quiet carry, bitches. And so without further ado, let's get to the dope. Not only is Quiet Carry giving us a new model, they are giving us a new sticker. So check this bitch out. I dig it, I dig it, I dig it. But back to the dope. This is Quiet Carry's newest variant of the Drift series. There are actually three different types of drifts you can get. You've got the OG Drift, the Large Drift, and then we had the Drift LC. The Drift LC, I think, was probably the least popular, for a couple of reasons. I bought it, I loved it, but people complained and Quiet Carry listened. So they made quite a few changes as far as upgrades goes. And of course, with those upgrades is going to come an increased price point. This new version of the Drift LC, now being called the Drift LCT, comes in at $380. So it is currently Quiet Carry's most expensive knife. But man, oh man, people, when I tell you it is worth every penny, you know I'd never shit you. So the biggest complaint when it came to the LC was that there was no full titanium versions available. People were also kind of upset about the steel of choice they chose on that variant. They ended up going with LC200N. Well, they went ahead and they changed all that shit. So we now have a full titanium build. So we've got beautifully contoured titanium scales on both sides of the knife. Also have this world-class knurling pattern here. On the show side, we've got the 4 dots, which are synonymous with the Quiet Carry brand. On the lock side of the knife, we have a single row of that knurling, and then making up the rest of the void on the handle, we've got some nicely done angular micro milling. Same form of deployment, which is that nice cutout. We do get that right-hand tip-up carry milled titanium pocket clip. This is the only variant to have a milled clip out of the Drift series. Let's check it out. Woo! And the detent is dialed the fuck in. 7.79 inches is our overall length. Of that, we've got 3.4 inches of Van X Super Clean in this beautiful drop point apparatus. Absolutely stunning stonewash finish on the blade. We've got minimal billboarding as we've got the Van X branding there on the clip side. And then nice and discreet, we've got the Quiet Carry branding on the show side of the knife. Ergonomically, such a pleasant treat in the hand. Definitely more comfortable than the Large Drift and the OG Drift. Now this is also impervious to the elements. We've got titanium hardware, T8 all the way around, nicely recessed. We also get a tooling-free show side on your hardware. Just such an elegant look. Titanium backspacer. Also have a lanyard hole for those goddamn weirdos. Now, out of all the other drifts, this is the only one that's riding on bearings. We have a ceramic detent. Also have ceramic polyethylene bearings. that is riding on ceramic washers also. There is an LC200N lock bar insert, so just more corrosion resistant materials. Lock bar relief is on the underside of the scale. Pretty much all of Quiet Carry's knives are that way. Now they do give you ample room there to disengage your lock bar. They also add that generous chamfer on the show side scale in conjunction with the little chamfer on the lock bar, along with some fine jimping. Now another issue or another complaint people had on the first version of the LC was the ability to reverse flick. They didn't, you know, the cutout was kind of smooth, so therefore, like the reverse flick, you could miss it a lot on the first version of the LC. Well, Quiet Carry really did something special here. What they ended up doing was they went ahead and they put a chamfer on the back side of that lock bar. So when you first look at it, you might be wondering what the hell that's all about. It's actually genius in my opinion. That's what's allowing you to get to that hole for your deployment. Such a nice subtle touch that's going to make a huge difference in my opinion. Now blade stock thickness is 110 thousandths, not much bigger than the drift and the large drift. I think those come in at 90 thousandths if I remember correctly. So regardless of that, full flat grind. This one is also a slicey hoe. Tons of milling going on there, as these are solid slabs of titanium, so it brings the weight down to about 4.6 ounces. Dare I say this might be the best knife in their catalog. Yeah, a lot to choose from, but this one hits different. Now let's go ahead and put some knives up for some size comparison. Basically, a little bit of knife flexing. You know how the fuck we do. Gonna put up them other two drift variants first. So we're gonna roll like this. The OG drift. So there you see that one. How about that large drift? Hands down, my favorite drift before today. So there you see the LCT up against those. You also notice that the finger choil is only on the original drift. You know, people have kind of mentioned how they would have wished we had a finger choil on the large drift. But the way this knife is so balanced, I really don't notice. Like it's not a big enough issue for me to feel like I need to complain about it, like I need to have a choil. Sure, I'd probably like one, but the knife is so goddamn good as it is that I really don't think about it much. All right, let's do a couple more, shall we? Keeping those quiet carry vibes going, we're gonna go with the uber rare Rincon, baby. One of one, goddammit. Then we got another recent acquisition and another quiet carry. That, of course, being the new variant of the 9. So there you see those. Let's do two more. Goddammit, two more. How about some more Taiwan vibes? We're going to go with that Demko AD 20.5. Mine is the textured titanium, rocking that BGM regrind. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, we've got the Cold Steel Full Metal Atlas, artist formerly known as the FM1. So there is the Drift LCT up against those. Now I've showed you guys pretty much all of my quiet carry collection during this video, but I left one out. The one that I've actually carried the most, which is the Waypoint Large. But regardless of which way you go and which knife you buy from quiet carry, you can't go wrong. They're all goddamn home runs. Love each and every one of them. But you know how I feel about that. But if I had to pick one for sure, I think when it comes to the Drift series, I'm definitely leaning towards that LCT. And then when it comes to overall, as far as which knife is my favorite, it's hard for me to pick, goddammit. I love them all. But more importantly, I want to know what you fuckers think. Are you a fan of the brand? Which drift model is y'all's favorite? Tell me all about it. Love you, mean it. Until the next time. Cut something, cut someone. Just don't cut yourself. Stay dangerous, fuckers.